after doing that, I didn't get to see my baby. I was so eager to see her. So my partner just came in as if he knew what was going on my mind. All I was shouting was, I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. It was a beautiful Saturday morning, 9 a.m., when a nurse came into my ward and told me she was here to shave me. And I was like, shave me for what? She was like, Madam, don't you know your C-section is scheduled for today? I was like, please, we're supposed to have this C-section on Monday, not today. So she went in to call the doctor, and then the doctor came to me and he was like, please, let's have this C-section today. In fact, we are having this C-section today because the more we delay, the more danger you are putting in your baby. And I would like to admit that at this time, the bond I had with my baby had gone from year to year. Yeah, when I was pregnant, I was so eager to meet my baby. Like, I was always counting down the weeks. But for the past 2 weeks and that birthday, honestly, I was not eager to meet her anymore. I don't know, the feeling, the excitement, everything just dropped. And what I started feeling afterwards was fear. It was scary. Honestly, I was scared. I don't know what my fate was going to be. So when the doctor went, I called my baby daddy. Then I told him I was also surprised why the date was Saturday instead of Monday. So he told me he was going to come. He was coming around. So I called my mom as well. She was also going to come around. So when it was 11 o'clock, the external doctors came in, and then I was told to fill a consent form. The doctors told me the whole procedure I was going to go through for the C-section, everything, how they were going to inject me on my spine, and I was being so enlightened so that I will not be scared. Then I was really assured that they are experts, because I think most of them even came from UCH. They are more of external doctors. I was moved from the normal ward to the operating ward, and then first thing they did was to inject a pipe into me, and that pipe was what was going to allow me to pee. Like, instead of me going to pee, my pee was going to be entering the bag. I think they call it catechal, tatita. I really don't know, but I think it's something like that. It was inserted into me, and then I was waiting for the doctors to come.
It's time to meet my baby. Anxious, scared.
I was taken into the theater. Then the doctors came around. I sat down up straight at first. So I was told, when after the operation, I was not supposed to move my head in order to avoid me from having headaches. And then I was also going to be on the same bed for 24 hours. I won't also be able to eat for 24 hours until for 24 hours after the operation and whatever it is. So when I got into the theater room, I was sat upright. Then I was injected on my spine. So from there, my I think from my tummy right here down to my legs went up. Then I was taken down to the bed, and my hands were straight. My hands were just straight like this. So I was not unconscious. My eyes were wide open while I was being covered from my tummy down to my legs. So the doctor told me if I was feeling anything, I should make sure I tell them. If I was feeling anything, I should make sure I tell them. So the operation took about 45 minutes, and during the operation, at a time I was feeling sleepy. I had to tell the doctor. He told me he knew the reason why I was feeling sleepy. Then the first thing that I think even happened before then was that I was very shaky. My hands were shaky. I was being very shaky. I told the doctor. The doctor was asking me, are you fine? I was like, I'm fine. It was like as if I was high. Not really high like that, but it's no, I was not normal, because the injection was working. Okay, so my legs were numb, and then at the point I was feeling the pressure of my tummy being torn apart. I didn't feel the incision or anything, but the pressure of my tummy being torn apart, I felt everything. I felt everything. And then after a few minutes, after about, let's say, 15 or 20 minutes, my baby was brought out. I could only hear her cries, and then the doctor told me it is a girl. I was happy, like I was very very happy. And then they took her to the incubator. Immediately they took her out. I didn't see her then. At that point, I was a very 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 happy person. So after that moment, I was stitched back, and after being stitched back, I was carried out from the theater room. I was taken to the ward where I was moved to again.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah.
My mom, my partner, and his friend, they were all outside. They were waiting for me. So I joined everybody, and after doing that, I didn't get to see my baby. I was so eager to see her. So my partner just came in as if he knew what was going on my mind. All I was shouting was, I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. That was all I was shouting. Then he just came in, and then he showed me this very very cute picture. I was so happy. I was so glad. I was so happy. It was like the happiest day of my life. But I was still not satisfied because I wanted to see her live. So my mom had to do a video call with me, and then she went into the NICU. She showed me this very very tiny human being, and she was doing the video call with me while I was on the sick bed because I could still use my hands, but I just couldn't raise up my head. So we did a video call. I saw her. She was so cute. She was so tiny. So I was really counting down to 24 hours. After 24 hours, I think I was helped up the bed. I was given pap at first. After being given a pap, I just couldn't wait. I was just crying. I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. I want to see my baby. And out of it, all the pain I was going through at that moment, just going to that night was just the thing that was on my mind. So I was helped, and then I went to the incubator where my baby was. And the first thing I could do was to just pray for her at that moment. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I had to just pray for her, and then it was a very great feeling. The feeling was the best I had in my entire life. So with that, in the incubator, she spent just three, I think she spent 3 or 5 days, I think 3 or 4 days in the incubator. She was placed on oxygen at first. For like 3 days she was placed on oxygen. I was not allowed to feed her until 2 days, when I started bringing out milk. So I was allowed to feed her from then. So we did the whole we practiced breastfeeding, and then she was given antibiotics. We also did phototherapy for jaundice. And what else? So at the end of the 4 days, she was really really doing well, and the doctors were really commending her that she was doing excellently well, even more than what was presumed. So on the fourth day, or on the fifth day, we were being released from the hospital, and then we were allowed to go home. And we went home. We did the whole naming ceremony, and then we named her Chloe Inyoluba. And other names, almost everybody gave her a name. And that's the beautiful birth story. And now we are 5 months old already, and we thank God it's been growth and growth and growth. And motherhood really hasn't been easy. The first 3 months was really really tough, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? Yes. So that is my birth story, and I give glory to God.